Let's jump to this classic Kamala Harris speech from July 14th, 2023. And I would like you all to listen to what she has to say. Here you go.
Because think also about the impact on not only the local economy, not only on an investment in the entrepreneurs and innovators from and in the community, think about the impact on something like public health. When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water. Because think also of...
I'm just going to real quick before anyone says anything. I want to play it one more time because I want to see what the audience says before anyone says anything. Just let me play it one more time.
Energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water.
There you go, everybody. There you go.
Does the text actually say reduce population?
Yes.
She literally said reduce population. When we invest in reduce population.
More children, reduce population. Mm-hmm. More of our children, though, the ones who we don't kill, right? Or the ones who we do allow to be born.
Or the ones we bring in from other countries.
Our children will have clean air, and because we got rid of the bad ones. Mm-hmm. We got rid of those ones.
You know, when we have fewer children and fewer people generally, more kids can drink water.
Yeah.
You know, why don't you have an abortion?
Yeah.
Have you talked to your doctor about if abortion is right for you? Maybe you shouldn't have kids. It really does seem like Democrats hate their voters.
Yes.
Like they're just showing up there and being like, hey, everybody, you should all get abortions. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of a mean thing to say to somebody. You know what I mean?
You should get abortions. Also, you shouldn't have children because the environment. That's very bad and selfish of you.
Have you considered...
You should not talk to your families and you should get divorced. And also, you should continue to fall apart.
Have you perhaps considered getting an abortion and then sterilizing your children? That's another Democrat talking point.
That would be a great way to reduce the population and protect the environment.
It's
Democrats. A win-win. Exactly. It's a win-win. Do you remember back in 2019 again during the debate when was it Julian Castro who talked about abortion for transgender men? And it was like, that's how far we've come, is that we are now, we have a presidential candidate who wants to protect the rights of transgender men to get abortions. It was like, abortions for everybody. No live babies. Never again. No live babies.
But this is a classic because it's from a year ago.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many people brought it up when she said it, but she said it. And the funny thing is, if we bring them on the show like, hey, Kamala Harris said that they're investing in reducing population, the media will say it's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
And they'll make up some excuse as to why, no, Kamala meant reducing population suffering, but she misspoke.
Yeah.
She misread the prompter.
They'll cover for her 100%.
Right.
Or you just didn't give the full context, right? You didn't give the full context of her quote, and you taken out of context, and that's just what they always say.
And maybe it's even a cheap fake.
It would be a great question, Madam Vice President. Loved your talk. Quick question. When you talk about reduced population, how would we go about doing that as a government?
Crickets. I guess you could send people to war, maybe to a meat grinder. That's one way to reduce your population. You could let them.
Oh, I know. You have a game show with 3 doors. And behind one of the doors, it's pitch black. And when you step forward, you just fall right into that meat grinder Ian mentioned.
And then give everyone a ticket.
That reduces population. Nah, in all seriousness, they're talking about discouraging people from having kids. They're talking about abortion. They're talking about finding ways to have so people do not have kids. I do not believe, because a lot of people think that there's like a grand conspiracy to literally cull the human population. When Bill Gates comes out and talks about stuff, he's telling you exactly what he thinks. He's not hiding it. He says we want to reduce population growth. We want to make population growth go way down. And that's what they're doing. That's their advocacy. They want people to not have kids.
It's very first
order. They write news articles saying don't have kids.
It's like if people are making too much waste, therefore less people. That's like first order idiocy. Figure out what to do with the waste. It's a lot easier than trying to make less people.